Greetings and salutations. I'm Max Harrison.
Wow, and I'm Derek Monroe.
Hello and welcome to the Totally Tubular Power Half Hour show, the only show meant to bring you the biggest recap of the 1990s.
You've got that right, Max. We're here at the end of the millennium, taking a look back at some of the biggest cultural stamps of the 1990s, like adorably frenzied toys, banging blockbusters, playground debates, boy band performances, and more. But before we get into that, it would be criminal to not talk about what you and I both know the people want to hear.
And what would that be, Derek?
Former professional football player O.J. Simpson was acquitted today for the murder of his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend, Ronald Goldman. After nearly an 8-month trial, some 150 witnesses testified, but Simpson never once took the stand. Simpson's defense heavily relied on allegations of racist members of the Los Angeles Police Department mishandling evidence from the scene of the crime. More specifically, a bloody leather glove was found in O.J.'s home. To prove that this glove could not have possibly belonged to Mr. Simpson, his defense team had him try on the glove.
Well, personally, Derek, I don't think he did it. But if the shoe fits, wear it. Seeing as there's been an opening in the football spotlight, a local university has opened football tryouts via a friendly game of flag football. Ooh. Let's take a look.
Looks like that game was all that and a bag of chips.
I'll say. Well, folks, we got something very special cooking up for you, as a very special guest will be joining us for some baking in the studio's state-of-the-art kitchen. Right after that, Mattel's newest toy just in time for the holidays, but all that when we return from this important commercial break.
This is the most advanced case of permanent surprise I've ever seen.
What caused it?
It's the new reduced fat Doritos.
They do taste surprisingly good.
We'll do everything we can, Chuck. We're doctors.
New reduced fat Doritos tortilla chips. Surprisingly good. You can do school or you can do drugs, but you can't do both. So you decide. You can get a good education, a good job, a good life, or you can get hooked into drugs, end up in jail, and yes, even get AIDS. Pretty simple choice, isn't it? The more you know about how drugs can waste your life, the more you know you've only got one choice. So stay straight and stay in school. Worked for me.
Hey everybody, I got a cool product to sell you.
Who are you talking to?
I don't know. Who am I talking to?
Oh, welcome back. Coming up next is our telemarketing segment, and with it, an opportunity for you to come into the possession of all kinds of junk. Seems like we have a really good deal today for our shoppers. Isn't that right, Derek?
That's right. And oh boy, howdy, do we have a hot ticket item for you today. So we're going to pass it on over to our telemarketing buddy here, and he will introduce you to our new cuddly wuddly, friendly Wendy friend here.
That's right, Derek. May I introduce to you the Furby, your new pet. The Furby is a fluffy guy with an unholy amount of power. It resembles a hamster, but it won't die as soon as you told it. The Furby comes in all different colors, and it's a perfect companion for you and your kids, and your grandparents. Everyone needs a Furby.
Wow, that sounds amazing. A pet that won't die? Can anyone have a Furby?
Of course! Everyone can have a Furby. You go to the playground, all the kids have one. Shoot, a Furby can even help you out and spice things up with the missus. Or help you out if you don't have a missus. They have a Furby on your boss's desk at work. And now the Furby is your boss. And just like your previous boss, you can't look it in the eyes or you might want to kill yourself.
That's great. I hear we have a promotion for our viewers. Isn't that right?
Yes, it is. If you call the following number, 1-800-555-6669, in the next 15 minutes, you're going to get 2 Furbies and a lifetime supply of Rhino supplement pills for men.
Well, you better save a few of those little guys for me, because I want to tickle their belly wellies. Back to you at the desk.
Moving on from that, you sicko, we now go home to our home-brewed recipe from our kitchen to yours. It's Cooking with Dahmer.
Hello, everyone. I was asked to take time out of my busy prison schedule to come show you how to cook my favorite sweet treat, chocolate chip cookies. The state said if I did the show, I would get a bookshelf in my cell, so here I am. So let's begin. Before we start mixing, let's preheat the oven to 350. While that is heating up, you will put a 1/4 cup of softened butter and a 1/2 cup of sugar into a bowl. You will now mix it up until it is fluffy. You know, this used to be a real hit with my brother David and a friend of mine called Durf. I'd take them over to my house and they would eat this, and they liked it. So I hope this is good for your family and friends too. Now, after that is turned into a fluff, you will add a teaspoon of baking powder. Hold on. A teaspoon of baking powder and a teaspoon of vanilla extract and put it into the fluff. Now you're gonna just mesh that together again. All right, and after that, we're gonna take a cup and a fourth of flour. If you wanna make this easier, you can do a fourth cup at a time, but we're just gonna add that in. If it's too thin, you can just add in more flour. Now, the main star of the show, the chocolate chip cookies. You're just gonna add as many as you want. It does not matter. As chocolatey as you want. Now you're just gonna mix that in. And now you will take a pan and you'll put a baking sheet on it, and you can just scoop up with like a tablespoon, and you can just put the batter onto the pan, and you can just put them up. I'm gonna put them up in 4x4 lines. You can do as many as you want, and by the end, it should look like this. Some beautiful chocolate chip cookies. Now, what are chocolate chip cookies without some milk? So let's grab ourselves a nice cold glass. So that will be all for me today. Thank you for having me here. I hope you enjoy the cookies. Back to you in the studio.
Well, that was scrumptious. Can't wait to try my own hand at making that.
Now it's time for us to rake in some Rad Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
But when we return, we're going to debate on some of the biggest talking points from the 90s.
Yep.
And we're going to have a recap review of the decade's biggest blockbusters and even a guest musical performance. So be sure to stick around.
Yeah.
Look, let's go to commercial, guys.
Commercial.
Now.
It was just another night at Fun Police headquarters. Fun Police.
Slow down offense at Lincoln High.
Buck, slow down offense. Call 20-second timeout. We're on our way. This is Unit 21. Possible board basketball game in progress.
Yo, Unit 10 on the way. We copy that.
What's up, dog?
How's it going?
What's up? What's up?
What's up? Let's go, I got it. Right, you having fun now?
It was just one game, one town. The job of the Fun Police is never done.
And we're back. Throughout history, there have been all manner of important discussions at the forefront of philosophy. The chicken or the egg? Right or wrong? Is water wet? Today, two of the minds to have ever existed will verbally duke it out. This is Irate Debate.
Welcome to Irate Debate, folks, where we will run through 3 debates fast and rapidly. For today's debates, we have the 2 biggest nerds on this side of the Mississippi, Dayton and Austin, here to argue on the recent pop culture and politics. We will debate the first newest craze from Japan, Pokemon versus Digimon. We'll start with you, Austin.
Thank you. I have to be very honest. I have to support Pokemon. I think it's wonderful what that franchise is doing, and they are wildly successful. They have books, they have games, they have some other third thing. I mean, they are dominating the market, and I think that anybody with even a remote semblance of an education would very staunchly agree that Pokemon is awesome.
Interesting. Now let's see what Dayton has to say about Digimon.
You know what they say, if it's popular, it's bad, and I don't believe Pokemon is any exception to that rule. Whenever your main mascot sounds like a sneeze, I think you need to reconsider what is good.
Interesting. And, Austin, what's your counter to that?
Digimon sucks, first of all, and second of all, Pikachu is a mouse. You know who else is a mouse? Mickey. And people love Mickey. So I really don't think that you're coming from an educated stance here. I think that you really misunderstand the potential of these franchises. And frankly, but respectfully, I think you ought to be tarred and feathered.
Dayton?
Okay, that was kind of mean, the tarred and feathered thing.
Yes.
But, yeah, no, Pikachu being a mouse is actually pretty stupid. Agumon is a dragon, and he can shoot fire. When has a mouse ever shot electricity out at you? Also, I just feel like I'm actually not a child when I'm watching the Digimon show.
Well, you are.
So,
both sides make very strong points, but I've just been informed our ratings are dropping every second this continues. So next we'll be discussing the console wars. Nintendo versus Sega. Austin, please start us off.
It's got to be Nintendo for me. They are incredible. They are powerful. I mean, we got the Nintendo Entertainment System, the SNES. We don't talk about the Virtual Boy, but the Game Boy and the Nintendo 64. We got that Italian guy. We got the elf skinny one, and then we got some other third one. So, they brought the gaming industry back from the brink of destruction after E.T. just crashed everything in 1983 on the Atari 2600. So, Nintendo is ruling the market right now.
Well, I just got to say that Nintendo, even though I will give it to them, they did save gaming. That doesn't save them from smelling like doo-doo. Listen, whenever you are being represented by a fat Italian, I feel like that's a big issue. I have had no fun. But Sega, I've always had fun with that blue little hedgehog. He runs fast, and it's awesome.
Austin, what do you guys say about that?
You want to know something about hedgehogs? They poop while they run, and that is emblematic of the career that Sonic the Hedgehog, that hack fraud, has had.
Hey, take that back.
No, he had a rough transition into 3D, and what you have, it's terrible. And Mario, he's not the only representative for Nintendo. We don't just have one fat Italian. We have one that's slightly skinnier and taller and green, and we love the green. We love the money.
Nah, Luigi sucks.
No, you suck.
Console wars really do be getting heated. So let's move on to something that's actually applicable to real life. We'll be discussing presidential candidates Bill Clinton and George H.W. Bush. Let's find out which each of you support. Austin, who do you support this candidacy?
It's got to be Bush. He's got his Bush blast, and he'll blast away the competition, and he will lead this country into a new horizon. I mean, he can fly, he can shoot lasers, and he's like super.
Hey, listen, Bill Clinton, he has the Batmobile, and he uses his bat gadgets. He's basically Batman. Dude.
Oh, he's an orphan then,
dude. But he's
no
awesome.
parents.
Okay, listen, Bush sucks. The Bush blast is not even that cool.
No.
Okay, no. Okay, Clinton would win a fight. Like prep time, give that to Clinton. Bush would lose.
Okay, I'm gonna need you both to comment.
You shut your stinking mouth. Listen here, pencil neck. You don't know what you're talking about. You were a hack and you were a fraud, and I will not stand for this
listen.
misinformation.
Well, that's it for Irate Debates. We're gonna see you next time.
Don't touch me!
Astounding. Honestly, both sides were as convincing as a cucumber. I'm not sure where I stand, but you know what I am sure of? There were some pretty astounding movies in the 1990s. And we haven't seen any of them. But we do have some thoughts on them. So, we're going to pass it on over for today's Unseen Movie Review.
Hello, and welcome to the Unseen Movie Review, the only movie review show where we review movies that we haven't watched. I'm your host, Austin. We're going to be doing a recap of some of the biggest movies of the 1990s. First up, we have Toy Story. I guess this was the first ever 3D animated movie. I like toys. I like Will Poulter. I think this was his first movie. So that's a thumbs up from me. Next, we have Jurassic Park. I gotta be honest, I don't like dinosaurs that much anymore. Ever since I had a conversation with a first grader and he called me one. So this is a no. Next up, we have Scream by Wes Craven. Yeah, I mean, if I saw a white lady that looked like that, I would scream too. Next, we have Titanic. I guess this one was really successful. Apparently, some really dedicated fan out there was inspired so much by the movie that I guess they built the boat for real. Which, I mean, I guess you're doing something right if your fan base is that dedicated, so that's a thumbs up for me. Up next, we have Seven. I don't know, I don't usually get big into franchises, but I don't know if you have to watch 1 through 6 to understand what's going on in this one, but I guess if you've made it to 7, you're doing something right, so thumbs up. Next, we have Men in Black. What is that? Is it like in blackface? That's messed up, right? This is Pulp Fiction. No. Next is The Matrix. I guess this is some like computer nerd thing. I don't know. Is this stuff gonna catch on? I wouldn't trust this guy at a school. That's what I'll say. Up next is Independence Day. I guess this is aliens meet Revolutionary War. I mean, that's cool. George Washington and little green guy. My parents were aliens, so this is kind of relatable. They're from Mexico. Godzilla 98. This was the first ever American-produced Godzilla movie, and it shows. Thumbs down. This is Twister. I hardly know her. Up next, we have Silence of the Lambs. Okay, whoever is responsible for this movie has clearly never been a shepherd because lambs are anything but silent. So thumbs down. This next one's called The Fugitive. Did they make a movie about OJ? Next is, what does this say? Saving Ryan's Privates. That's disgusting. That's gross. No, this is big thumbs down. This one is The Big Lebowski. I took a Big Lebowski this morning. Thumbs down. Lion King. Alright, maybe this is cheating a bit. I'm actually a little familiar with this one. I know whatever Scar, what's-his-face, was right, for one. It was Simba's fault. This little gremlin sings a whole elaborate musical number about how he just can't wait to be king, and then the moment the position becomes available, he just books it out of there. So honestly, a stupid cat. All right, and last one, we have Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. I guess they're making another one. I think it was the last Star Wars movie was like 50 years ago or something, but I guess they're making another one. I mean, the first 3 did so well that, why not? I'm sure people will enjoy it. All right, well, that's just about everything I have for you. So back to you in the studio.
Wow, that was some fantastic media literacy on display there.
Truly, Derek. Well, it's just about time for us to wrap up here at our show. But before we do, we'd like to close out with a very special performance from the top chart reigning boy band sensation. Please welcome Foregone.
What is home is like Buddy Holly. Oh, and you're married Tyler Moore. I don't care what they say about us anyway. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. Bang, bang, knock on the door. Bang, 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 down on the floor. Oh no, what do we do? I run down, but I lost my shoe. I can't run and I can't kick. What's the matter, babe? Are you feeling sick? What's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter with you? What's the matter, babe? Are you feeling blue? Just like Buddy Holly. Oh, and you're married Tyler Moore. I don't care what they say about us anyway. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I don't care about that.
Wow. I have no idea how that made top of the charts. Thank you for joining us today on Totally Tubular Power Half Hour.
We'll see you next time.
Oh, I need to get rubbed down by a Taiwanese lady.
Is it the one I recommended?
Yes.